Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today is some Fatal Fury 2. Alright, let's see how this changed up from the first one. Right off the bat, we got some more fighters. Let's see who we want to do. Asteroid. Let's do that and let's see how this guy is. So it pretty much doubled the roster. The moves seem to be a little bit better at being able to be executed. I mean, the little bit of the destructive arena and kind of the slight movement up and down, I think is more gimmicky than anything. It doesn't really change or do much. If they kind of incorporated it in a little bit more, it might be more worthwhile. It does seem to feel a lot more fluid than the first one did, by far. Controls were better. Jesus, he stunned us. Like I said, it seems more gimmicky than anything. The whole, like, just moving back and forth. If it wasn't for that stun, we would have got there, but the stun throw just really got us. But yeah, this game is far, far better than the first one. Damn it. It does throw you off a little bit, though. Like, you go in for the attack and you wind up, Oh, he got us. Oh, he got us at the end. He did the Zangief kind of slam. Oh, no, it's so much a better fighting game than the first one was. Like, the first one really just felt unfinished, unpolished, and just not really that good. Where this one actually felt so much better. You know, you can actually... I think the special moves as well are a little bit more predominant. And it seemed like that, at least the other one was a little easier to pull off. Even without the ability to, like, really... Dude, that little fucking grappling mother... Jesus! Really? Catches in thin air, that's pretty fucking awesome, though. And we could not capitalize. We just... The catching you in midair and slamming you is actually pretty freaking awesome. Like, it looks like there's a lot of decent moves in this game that, you know, after a while you can figure out how to... So I don't know if it's... Because that's what this dude does, apparently, is he's a grappler. Jesus. We are getting... Yeah, see... Okay, this is getting a little obnoxious. Like, this is stupid. Like I said, it's more gimmicky than anything. Let's cheese that motherfucker. I mean, it's definitely not a Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter, but, like, it's on the same thing as, like, the earlier Street Fighters, definitely. But that's just a little bit more obnoxious than anything else. Yeah, I could really do without that. I didn't see if there was a practice or not. I think that's definitely on all fighting games is something that probably should be incorporated. Even having the instructions on there, like these older games would always do with the instruction book, having like all the movesets and everything. It should be incorporated, being able to actually have a training dummy. I mean, for the most part, you could just put it on 2-player. Jesus. And then we got stunned. He like locked us in the corner and I thought we were going to clear it, but we didn't clear it. We jumped too soon. Level design seems decent enough. Like nothing spectacular, but nothing too bad. Jesus. I do kind of like the stun lock thing. Like, even though we were on the receiving end of it every single time, the fact that, if you hit somebody enough and do a few things, they have that kind of stun is actually not a bad little thing. I don't mind it too much, even if it is annoying. But all in all, the game is so much better than the first one. Like, leaps and bounds. More than doubled the player count of playable characters. It seems like the movesets are a lot more intuitive and a lot easier to pull off than the first one. Like, I was barely able to get anything off on the first one. This one, you don't really get a chance because the AI is very aggressive. They don't fuck around. They're just like on you in a second. So you don't get the chance to really try out anything. But all in all, game over. Let's see if they have a option mode. What is it? So we don't get any so I like the fact that you can change difficulty. So L attack. I wonder if we got punch, kick, and attack. I don't quite understand that. But let's just see if we can get any little move real quick. I just want to see what changes when we move the difficulty down. If the enemies are going to be a lot more complacent, if it's still going to be aggressive, or what's going on. Yeah, see, they're not... It's definitely one that you can actually use as a training. The Super NES controller was a lot better in regards to being able to use the bumpers. On a 360 in a fighting game where you're using it, it just seems a little more awkward on the controller than you would if you're using one of the. I could break out my the retro, which I probably should, but all in all, plays well. The difficulty does definitely change up. Again, sometimes I feel like a lot of the difficulties and a bunch of other random things in games, like the racing game where you're modifying your car, and a few of the other things. Sometimes I feel like they are just there to make you feel like there's something different. Difficulty is hit and miss. Like, a lot of games do have it, and it does matter in a decent amount of them, but not all the time. Sometimes you hit it, and it doesn't seem to alter anything because it's either not done well. Or it was like an afterthought. Hey, we win by default. But this one, definitely you can see a major difference. The computer's way more aggressive in the mid-level, and crazy to see what it'd be like in the high. But this one, it's a little more passive. Like, it's going to be there to actually attack you, but it's not at all like it was before, where it was able to counter moves. And I think that's part of one of the difficulty things, especially on fighting games, is the amount of like button reading. I think on high level, you're going to see a lot more of it. I don't like the Thai boxer as much. I mean, all in all, the special moves aren't necessarily all over the top or as flashy or big as some of the other ones. But all in all, it seems like there's a good array of, uniqueness between a lot of the characters that we've seen. Like the one guy that's a major grappler, the Thai fighter. Which is always nice, because you've seen a lot of games that kind of try to have variety, but really don't. The big, slow brawler. Yeah. I mean, he's exactly what you'd expect. We rolled right into that. Apparently, he just rolls right into and grabs you by that, like, not a problem at all. So you got some kind of little bit of cheese like that where he can just right into it. Jesus! That was insane how many times he kneed him in the head. Like, it just kept going. Can't really fast forward too much through this. I could do without the points. Like, I know back in the day, the points were like, every game had to do with, getting to scoring and everything. I'm kind of glad we went away from that for the most part. Ah, rolled right into that one. I mean, at first points are kind of fun, and when you back in the day when actually you have a bunch of friends over and you were actually playing on the same system, right next to each other, having a good time. Points are always kind of fun, like trying to outdo each other and all that. But like, I think it kind of lost a little bit when every single thing, even when you don't even need points. Like, honestly, in a fighting game, it's who whoops whose ass faster. It doesn't matter how many points you wind up with. I think games like this, the point system is unnecessary, and it's one of those things where it just was too much. It was just in everything. Good God, we got whooped. Okay, I'm trying to get the tornado punch that I did earlier. He got me in the shin. Jeez. I don't know. I'm just trying to see if I can get more of the moves off at a more consistent rate, and it's not doing what I want. All in all, the game performs very well. Controls are pretty solid. Gameplay is very well done, and actually a good variety of characters is a fun and much better addition than the first one, with very little go in the ways of actually gameplay at all. In the first one was a little disappointing. This one just really outshines like major. A lot of times you'll have between 1 and 2, they add a little bit of this and that, and it's not like overly like Street Fighter 2 and Street Fighter 2 Turbo and all the Street Fighters. It doesn't really change much, and you can see the slow evolution. But this one was pretty dramatic right off the gate, where we went from 3 to 8 characters, and then we actually had much better movement development, much better just gameplay. Everything was more fluid. The changing levels between the back and forward of the level is really, like I said, pretty gimmicky. It's almost more, gets to the point where, as we saw in the earlier, almost obnoxious, more so than fun. And the fact that it's really hard to kind of get your character to be doing it, and then when you don't want to, it does it, and then when you don't want to, and then when you want to, it doesn't do as much, and then you're back and forth, and the whole thing is, like I said, it felt more gimmicky. They were trying something, and there's nothing wrong with that. You want to see, them trying to keep things fresh and, experimenting and everything, which is good on games like this. So all in all, much, much, much better than the first one. Huge dramatic improvement, like across the board. There's nothing on here that was in one that was taken away or that wasn't done as well. So all in all, great game, a much better thing. It's not going to compete again with like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, but like it's actually a pretty good and solid fighter for what it is. So with that being said, guys, thanks so much for joining. Till next time, you guys have a good one.